Yeah, I'm gonna clear some things up real quick. So there's a Spurs fan. I don't even know his name, man. I think all I know is something Spurs talk or something like that. He gonna go on the internet and he, what he was talking at first was, pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, he's speaking that stuff, man. And it ain't about whose side he's on, because we all know, at the end of the day, he's a Spurs, Dejounte Murray Spurs fan. At the end of the day, and I don't, it ain't really about no sides, because there ain't no beef coming from me. You know what I'm saying? I love my son dearly, but when there was some things said about me that wasn't true, I don't clout chase nobody. I'm the OG. Get that understood. I'm Murray. I'm the creator. I can't clout chase something that what I'm saying, that I ain't. And I'm, you know what I mean? Come on, man. But at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, dude was talking, that shit. And I was like, okay, he's speaking some real, like somebody need to talk to, Sandy Dejounte, somebody need to talk to him. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what I'm saying, when he come at me talking about, nigga, you childish and this and that, the dad, this and that. Nah, homie, I was just clearing my name up. The shots didn't come from me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm well old enough to know when somebody sends some shots at you, especially on the internet, you open all doors up, homie, garage doors and everything. You open up all doors for everybody and their mama now to respond, to see, to gossip, to talk. That shit didn't come from me. The only thing came from over here is support. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I responded. That don't make me a child. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man that made a mistake. I'm a father that made a mistake, and I was pissed off and hurt and mad because I love my son. I love all my kids dearly. I hurt somebody over my kids, homie, and I've already beat motherfuckers up about my son. If his mom messed with somebody and they fall out with his mom when he was younger and they put their hands on my son, oh, I'm coming to see you. I don't care what hood you at. South End General, homie. Pulling up on you. I'm pulling up on you. I'm going to catch you in the street. You know what I'm saying? I had love from the D-Dubs, the Hoovers, everybody. You know what I'm talking about? Because they was like, John's a hustler, and he kind of crazy. You better not mess with him. Don't mess with his kid. He going to come see you. In the grocery store, the park, no matter where at, I'm coming to see you, homie. Niggas knew that. Don't fuck with him and his kid. Point blank. Excuse my language. Back to that. So when dudes start saying, oh, the dad, you know what I'm saying, he childish and he this and that. Nah, homie, you don't know me. You don't know my life. All you look like is a Spurs fan that don't want to be blocked by Dejounte, so you just speaking. You know what I'm saying? You telling the other homeboy clan not to make these videos and all that, but you making one. And I understand, some of the stuff you're saying, some of the stuff. And if I had your number, I would call you. I wouldn't even make this video. But I was like, you know what? I don't even know how to reach out to this guy. At the end of the day, I never try to tarnish my son's career or hurt him, but when I went to the draft, everything was all good. I'm down there. I got to watch my son, and thank you, son, for having me there. You know, because I feel that was owed to me. He don't owe me no money. He don't owe me shit. You know what I'm saying? But out of all the years and all the games and all the money that I really didn't even have, but I collected up to get to his games, and you know what I mean, and take his sisters and brothers, you know what I'm saying, to games, and just trying to balance life out, you know what I mean, going through a lot of stuff, that I felt. I ain't gonna say that was even owed to me, but I appreciate having me at the draft. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that I was I feel I was invited to the draft to just see him go to the next level and then say, fuck you at the end. I don't need you anymore. I didn't know I was used like that, or for that reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, man, this is gonna be cool, man. I'm gonna be able to come to the games. And my son will tell you I ain't never asked him for a red dime. Not a red dime. Nothing. I bought my own Tahoe, put the Spurs sticker on the back. You know what I'm saying? Still got that. You know what I'm saying? Got this little red bucket right there. You know what I'm saying? Just flipped the Charger. You know what I'm talking about? Let me show these niggas, man. You know, I'm only doing this. A lot of niggas coming at me in my inbox like, what is this son buy you? Come on, man. You know, and that's just being real. I ain't trying to stamp on nobody or none of that shit. I buy my own shit. I ain't ask my son for nothing. All I want is our bond to get better. You know what I'm talking about? And at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people played a big part, you know, and they played a big part in like turning my son against me because the ones that was around him wasn't speaking to him on some real OG shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know all the big homies from Phi Trey. You know what I'm saying? My brother's no good. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? The niggas, man, they know, man. They know. You know? And at the end of the day, it got to where it's at, and it's real ugly. Well, it was ugly. There's no beef now, man. There's no beef. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to let dude know, like, ain't no childish shit coming from this side. I responded in anger because this is my first son. This is my child. See, y'all see him as this good Spurs basketball player. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Dejounte is gonna be the next. You know, that he's the best guard, and I feel that way. Don't get me wrong. I know shit that y'all don't know. I seen this boy win championships in AAU at little different tournaments and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's a leader. Like when he was born, I cut the umbilical cord when he came out. I held him. I gave him his first bath. I looked him in his eyes and told him he's a leader, not a follower. And every time I went up to his school, his elementary schools, I would get down on my knee and tell him, you are a leader, not a follower. Because he was kind of getting in trouble, you know, and stuff. People would talk about his grandma. He'll whoop on him. He'll beat your ass. He was a monster. But at the end of the day, he was one of the best kids at the school, on the block, because he had both. See, he had both sides of the world. He had the good and he had the bad. You know, from both sides of the family. I'm not saying one side was bad. I'm just saying he had both sides. He lived in the hood is what I'm trying to say, and then he came out and lived like at my mom's house that stayed like more in a nicer neighborhood. So he got a chance to see both sides, and he's always had a room. No matter where I stayed, I always kept a room. If it was an apartment or a house, I always kept a room and kept space for my son. But he wanted to be around his mom's side of the family, all the kids, and his sister, most importantly, one of his sisters, his first sister. At the end of the day, I don't hate my son because at the end of the day, I could have been a better father. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I could have. There's choices that I made that I wish I didn't do, but I did it at that time because I thought it was the right thing to do. You know, so don't go in there and make these little videos talking about something that you don't even know what you're talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? This is a new year, new season. You know what I'm saying? He's coming back off an injury. You know what I mean? Don't need none of the drama. But just know I didn't kick it out. You know what I'm saying? And when people send shots towards you and you wake up one day and somebody has seen, you know, you sent you some a clip or a video or somebody talking about you, now you only thing you got to do is you can respond. Either you can just let it go or you can respond. Those are the only two things you can do. See, that's this internet shit. I was raised in the hood. I was raised in a time where I come to your doorstep. I come to your doorstep and pop up on you. I don't care what hood you in. I was good in every hood, because I didn't put myself to one gang. You know what I'm saying? You know, there was a lot of Crips, D-Dubs where I was raised at, so I was really good with them. But I had family that was from GD and everything, and blood. So at the end of the day, every side, every gang, everybody respected me, and they was going to respect my son, no matter who his mom messed with, dated, or whatever. I'm coming to see you, homie, if you mess with my kid. That's just how it was. But I can go anywhere I wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? And the love for my son was unbreakable. And I don't even see how it got to where it's at now. But at the end of the day, I played a part in it. I was on drugs. I admit it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody to go dig up nothing and rip me down. I tell the truth because the truth will set you free. The truth and my past got me to where I'm at right now, living in Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? You know, living a nice life and being successful with no handouts. So at the end of the day, I'm not afraid to tell my past. I was on drugs. I was running around smoking sherm. I'm from Cali, homie. I'm one of them Cali niggas. You know what I'm saying? You better get it right. You know what I'm talking about? You know? And at the end of the day, you know, I moved to Seattle and I got hooked up in the same stuff in Seattle and the same things, you know, that my dad did. But at the end of the day, I got to rewrite the chapter. My dad passed away from, you know, drugs and stuff like that. And I followed his footsteps, but I caught myself and started rewriting the book. I wanted to pass the torch on to Dejounte and his brother. You know what I'm talking about? And how could I teach them anything if I'm on drugs? So I got into treatment. I finished treatment. I graduated. I did my classes. I did my 90-90 meetings, and then I started doing meetings like 3 weeks, 3 days a week, you know what I'm saying, for years. And now I got 6 years clean. You know what I'm saying? You know, the serenity prayer, I'm about to get that tatted on me because that's what saved my life. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I don't have no type of hard feelings towards him, man. If he want to come see me and talk to me later in life after he grow and get older and decide that, you know, hey, man, my dad was just doing what was best for me, not for him. I did what was best for him. I could have took him away when he was a baby. He would have never seen his mom again. He would have never seen his grandmother and his uncles that's running around with him right now. He'd have never seen them. He wouldn't even known none of them because I could have took him back to L.A. with me. I had him when he was born, and his mom had to leave. But at the end of the day,